So what does the future have in hold for Mehbooba Mufti as Jammu and Kashmir's first woman Chief Minister and for the state itself? Return of democracy in nearly 3 months. We have Rahul Jarali, senior journalist, in our studio to talk about it. Thank you for coming, Rahul. The government has finally been sworn in. Now it's really time to get down to work. Is that the best way that the situation, both the economic situation in the state as well as the political one, can be addressed?
Well, yes, you needed a government in place, a democratically elected government, which has happened. Plus, I think many people are calling it a challenge before this government. I think we've got to look at it in terms of the opportunities which this government has. Because look at the beginning. You've got a woman chief minister in a state like Jammu and Kashmir, which is a major first. And as chief minister, even though it's stated that she has no administrative experience, but let me remind you that she is the one who's the architect of the formation of PDP, more than her father. PDP at the grassroots level has been built by Mehbooba. So she has
and she's politically then very sound, and she's worked at the grassroots level as well.
Sound, and she's worked at the grassroots level, and her understanding of the problem of people is quite acute. So given all these things, and plus this alliance, because look, all the troubles which were anticipated have not happened. They are in power. The agenda of alliance which was there in place right in the beginning when Mufti Sahab was the chief minister stays, and there were lots of promises. His death saw to it that there was some interim, but things are going to move forward.
And what should one infer from the fact that the BJP has got 2 more cabinet berths this time around? Does that indicate a future mutual accommodation as far as moving forward is concerned? Because she seems to have been accommodative. Now perhaps the BJP will reciprocate.
Well, I think it's mutual because she has been accommodative. Secondly, the case had been made out that BJP should get an equal number of seats in the cabinet at least, because they have, when it comes to balance of number of legislators, it's almost equal today. So there it's not a major issue. But I think even BJP has reciprocated. Look at the manner in which this alliance, or the second term, or the second alliance, whatever you call it, was forged. There were assurances given by the finance minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley, that whatever the state needs will be given to them.
And the PM had announced a package of 80,000 crore rupees, and he said that हमारा खजाना, दिल्ली का खजाना खुला हुआ है, हमारा दिल खुला हुआ है.
And now but that is not just 80,000 crores. The PM also indicated that whatever else the state needs will be given to them. But I think one of the major questions before this new government would be, how do they implement all these packages? Do these things go to the poor? I think some of the major challenges, if I use that word, which would face this government is one, how to translate the money which comes from the center to benefiting people. One major issue which is there is flood relief.
Yes.
Both in Kashmir as well as Jammu.
There's the issue of people who came in from West Pakistan, and of course
that is there,
Kashmiri Pundits.
Yes,
then there are the politically tricky issues of be it AFSPA or the larger question of Kashmir itself.
Major issue which on that front, major issue which Mehbooba is going to face is countering terror in Kashmir Valley. That is going to be there. Yes, all these issues are there which were on the agenda. But let me tell you that on both sides, some of the contentious issues have been kept on the back burner. And I think
that's according to the agenda of alliance.
Exactly. So I think the same situation will continue. But one thing I might point out that, one major thing which they will have to stress on, and I'm talking of BJP, PDP, both, that they have to position themselves as a governing ministry for the entire state, which is Jammu, Kashmir, Ladakh. So both parties have to interact with each other, maybe sometimes adopt roles where a politician...
Is that in the first place being reflected adequately in the Council of Ministers?
Well, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, there is a certain number of equality in the Council of Ministers. And I think it's time that, there is a commitment that this government will now move and work as a government for the state. Because if you remember,
for all the 3 regions, it's not just about Jammu and Kashmir, it's also Ladakh.
Because if you remember, when this alliance was forged, one major reason was to bring the state together and to end the differences which had crept up during the electioneering process. So I think that's one major challenge which Mehbooba will face. But given that she does relate to people, I mean, I'm aware of it when she was, you know, a grassroots politician, going to build the party, even as the president of her own party. She did used to work for the people and relate to them and cater to their needs.
Okay.
Now, if she retains that touch as chief minister, the people's touch, if I might call it, she will do wonders.
And that would be in keeping with the Mufti Saab's legacy, or will she make a legacy of her own?
Well, I think she's got a historic opportunity being the first woman chief minister, because remember that there is a constituency which is happy in Jammu and Kashmir, and that's women. They've got a representation as the chief minister for the first time, and in a backward state like Jammu and Kashmir, it counts. So she has that positive benefit going in her favor.
Okay.
Now, how does she translate it into her own individual sort of stamp on what she does, which is maybe a continuation of of father's politics, but also stamps Mehbooba's politics onto it. I think that is going to be an opportunity which she has.
Well, let's see. We'll have to watch the space for that to happen, and we have to all wish her the best. Even her opponents have done that, although there were some noises and some dissension as well.
I hope she does well for a state which has seen a lot
for
of
the country.
yes,
for the country. Thanks
yes,
a lot for joining us.